everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of Omnibros Live in Aquatic Edition. Hope you all doing well. This is the Aquaden mini series Live realm. I don't know what I'm saying. This is just me wanting to take the day to talk some Aquaman comics, and it was actually one of the Omnibros that suggested this is, of course, Geo's Aquaden. So yeah. Oh, okay, all right, there we go. Sorry, I'm having clicking on the chat. I don't. That's what's happened. I don't know. I hope that Mera statue will make an appearance. I'll try something out. Yeah. A surprise episode of the G Show. I'll take it. Yeah, man. Thank you. I wanted, obviously, the internet's not the best. My connection's not the best one, so I do apologize in advance. It's supposed to be orange, but since it's all fuzzy because of the internet and the streaming and all that stuff, it doesn't look as nice as I wanted it to. Orange themed, Aquaman, all that stuff. It's not. I know. I do apologize on that. That's why I don't do a lot of solo live stream. I asked for some backup, but everybody was busy. I'm like, well, whatever. I'll do it. It was working just a few hours ago, but that's the reality of things. But you're here to listen to me, right? Just imagine it's a radio show instead. Just close your eyes and let me tell you about a fun book I read. Of course, Aquaman: The Search for Mera, deluxe edition hardcover from DC Comics. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Awesome, hope Aquaden will become a regular series on the channel. Looking forward to the premiere. It's weird that I'm not doing it on my channel. I wanted to do it here instead because I rarely get to talk about Aquaman on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Everybody's other stuff. Let's see. Jazz Cabbage Comics, or the King Geo talk. The Collector, thank you for my boy. He's here too. Of course, Jesse, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go, everybody. You need blue to look. Well, I can change that. All right, let's do blue. All right, we're on now. Glad to have any Geo content. Thank you so much. So, it's Friday night. Nobody's doing anything, right? Hopefully you can book. Here's the deluxe edition, The Search for Mera, size hardcover. Steve Ski, I believe it's not, and of course the legendary Jim Aparo. The mantle, and they worked their magic writing a really epic for art. And the thing is, this is 70s comics at its wackiest, but still super fun. And the thing I enjoy about it is that it plays around with your idea of an Aquaman comic is or should be. A lot of people just assume it's Aquaman material. Oh, it's like the TV show, right? It's campy and goofy and all that stuff. But especially the material. Sorry about that. Especially the material collected here in the, how was it? 9, right? 40 to 48. 9 issues that started, that continues into these 2 books that I have here. And if you guys want me to do more videos on Aquaman stuff here on the Omnibros Live and all that stuff, I'll gladly do so. Of course, we have Waters Deluxe Edition and the famous storyline, Death of a Prince. Here's the oversized hardcover for that. Honestly, before we get into the review, I gotta complain a bit. these are some of the best designed hardcovers that DC, in my honest opinion. It's better than most of the Omnis. It's better than the graphic designs and all that stuff are really top notch. Unfortunately, Deadly Waters really stands out. Say all white, which is a good design by itself, but what I've done this with the orange hues and the pop art. I mean, just take a look at this. Let me open this up for a bit. It's like, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the internet's not the best. But as you can see, this lime-ish, and as soon as you open this up, yeah, just I hope you properly just look at the contrast of colors. It's so bold. Whenever graphic design and something like orange colors, it immediately pop, and you notice what more somber and all that stuff. So yeah, I know it's gonna be really sucky to understand what's happening in these images, so I do apologize on that. And for those watching on the replay, they're thinking, "Oh, that guy sucks. He's terrible." Well, whatever. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening here. Basically, this is a very simple story to Aquaman. You don't really need to know anything prior to this, even though it's starting on issue 40 of that run. Run aside, because he previously debuted it as a feature in comics and all that stuff, Action Comics, etc., etc. But his first the first 9 issues here, 40 to 48. You don't really need to go back and read all that stuff. You can go in. Simple premise. Basically, Mera, the royal family, has taken up their land, and so they're struck by this giant, uncontrollable. And the dazed, confused. You have Mera, Aquaman, Aquaman. And what I found really funny, you had Aqua Baby, Arthur Jr. I really got a laugh out of them. Aqua Baby was there. And Black Manta's trying to use internet. Yeah, I figured that, honestly. Yeah, just your podcast. You're not looking at my face. So the story is the whirlpool happens and Mera ends up being by mysterious forces. At first, Aquaman tries to rescue her, and he gets punched in the face really hard, and he doesn't know what happened. He wakes up and she's missing. Eventually finds Aqualad and Arthur Jr., and they go back to Atlantis to leave the baby with or Aqua Girl, and they set on this mission to find Mera. The only Arthur has is that one of the foes had this stone 5-sided ring that might about. So he goes on this long journey, traversing different areas in the villages, the outskirts and villages and stuff like that, and different areas. Like there's this town that's near ravine or stream, and when he arrives, riding in a horse, when he arrives, he finds like paralyzed, and they don't really move or articulate that well, and they're just like zombies. And there are these strange radioactive creatures that are immediate heat powering thinks that this girl is being attacked by one of the creatures, and he goes to defeat it, kills them all, go after, and they have a trial. In obviously, you don't know what's happening because they don't speak the same language, but they show him. At least they had the courtesy to show him what he did wrong. If this was a modern comic, I don't think that would have happened. But the audience gets we. They depend on each other. The creatures give to this kind of hillbilly-ish city, and in return, the monsters eat one of the people there as a sacrifice, which is really messed up. So they were giving away this kid. The monster was going to eat her right there in front of everybody, and is obviously are the readers as well. So he is able to escape, and he moves on. A lot of this book are like that, where you just have the text of Mera's disappearance, and sorry, more lag. All right. Like the sorcerer's place at Mera, and he sees her. Turns out it's just a queen that later on he realizes that he has to keep looking for the clue about the ring, and he eventually finds these cavemen like barbaric, I guess, and they have the rings, and it comes to one of the iconic covers. Let's see if I can find it here, with of course a very famous enemy of Aquaman, his arch nemesis, Black Manta. And I'm going to try and show off the art in a few, if the internet allows it. This is all right. It is, of course, this my foe, where Aquaman thinks, all right, surely in Mera's kidnapping and disappearance, so she's going to beat him to a bloody pulp. But Black Manta's there chilling with these cavemen-like people who think Manta is sort of, and they have a supposedly like a trial combat thing, Manta versus Aquaman with spears. Manta actually gets the upper hand because it's the bad guy. He's going to trick the good guy, and is able to escape without revealing any info. But we do know he was not involved. He has some idea what happened, but he's not involved with Mera's disappearance. So Aquaman's really frustrated, and we get another iconic panel, which you see here in the back, as he's wondering, what's the quote on this? Here it is. But where? She anywhere. Where do I go? Where shall I search next? And you have this iconic scene from that issue as he's just completely frustrated, searching everywhere and has no idea where she could be. And that leads him into probably one of my favorite parts of the book, this other cave that has another city inside of it. And when he enters, there's a difference in water pressure outside and inside the cave, and it really messes him up. And as soon as he enters, he realizes there are freaking giants, and we're talking like Attack on Titan type giants, and they're just sitting there or standing there not doing anything. They're pretty immobilized, and we don't know what's happening. This human who's scuba diving, I guess, or diving, saves Arthur and explains to him that they live on another spectrum, I guess, and another wavelength where it's like they move so slow that we're so tiny and we move so fast in comparison. We would only be like a blurry image that would suddenly appear and disappear, or like a ghostly image and stuff like that. I thought that was extremely creative. I loved seeing wacky stuff like that. So this diver has the first clue that humans might be the ones involved, because the whirlpools are man-made, this sort of tech thing, and it leads him into human adventures. And you find out, by the way, I am spoiling things because this story is super old, so if you don't like spoilers, skip ahead to the video if you're watching later. So we do find that it is a human thing that's happening with the disappearance of Mera. And when he arrives in the human world, he witnesses a gang fight of sorts. These two criminals shoot another guy dead, and they witness Aquaman trying to save him. So they think the person that's telling him the secret or something, and the hitman price on Aquaman's head. So there's this craziness that's happening. And one of the things I'm glad about the reboots of the character is that the power scale is changed, because I found it really funny that Aquaman would lose his strength the longer he's out of water, where nowadays, that's not really the case. I thought that was hilarious. I missed that from the modern issues. So he's obviously weak, but he eventually gains his strength back by escaping, going into the water, yada yada. And he finds out that basically the humans were creating this device thing to create the whirlpools. Fighting ensues, and the machine is destroyed, and he's in this underwater cavern where the machine is, and he's catapulted outside by this explosion. And to his amazement and shock, he finds Mera. Mera found him. And you're like, wait, what? So it turns out that, of course, Mera was kidnapped by humans who were partnering with the actual villain of the story. This guy called Narkran, who was one of the elected officials, I guess, in Atlantis. And Arthur put him in charge while he was away, and he took this opportunity to set things to take over. He wants to take over the throne, so he orchestrated the whole thing. Well, I'll leave it to that. I mean, there's not a whole lot to spoil. I didn't talk about Aquaden and his search for Aquaman. He thinks he's a little bit dazed and confused, and he goes off into his own mini adventure within the story and stuff like that. But overall, like I said, it's a very but what I really like about it is that you're able to explore much of Atlantis and the areas, so do a little establishing new countries, I guess, or cities underwater with different cultures and weird alien-looking dudes. Some are green, others are purple. Obviously, humans have to get, because it wouldn't be an Aquaman story without humans doing something silly. And that iconic fight with Manta, just really cool stuff. I really enjoyed this book, and I think if you want to read something different from your regular DC fare, you want to go into underwater adventure. I recommend it. I think the book should be in stock because, unfortunately, it's Aquaman. It's not like a Batman omnibus that goes out of print every few minutes. But I think it should be in stock, and if it is, you grab it. It's really fun. A beautifully remastered book, by the way. I know the camera won't pick it up as we wanted it to, unfortunately, but I don't know if you can see it or not. But you see some really nice art, like really beautiful Jim Aparo art. I mean, the guy is legendary, right? For a lot of people, he is that definitive Batman artist and all that stuff. But his work on Aquaman is just as great, in my opinion. Just really awesome facial feed movement. I love the scenes underwater, and you really get a sense of wonder where you have the different color palettes contrasting together. Like you'll have like even this in the human world. Look at the guys with the blue tones and an Aquaman war-like setting. Stuff like that really sets the book apart. I mean, here's this wicked explosion right there. Just a lot of crazy action, like what you would expect, because you think, oh, it's like there's a little bit more to that. Here's the fighting Aqualand, and let's see if I can find the Black Manta stuff, which is the one I breathe. Oh, here are the giants. I forgot to show that. I'd love this. This was so out of left field. That's the type of stuff I like in Aquaman. It's not just about the superhero stuff. I like that it's sort of like high fantasy elements, sword and sandal stuff, with the mystique of being underwater and creatures. That's what I like about the character and his lore and the citizens of Atlantis and all that stuff. Here are some of the panels with the Manta fight. Let's see if, hopefully, again, I do apologize for the lag. I know it's not the best, but here are some really cool visuals of Black Manta fighting Arthur. Oh, here it is. Here we have the panel I was looking for with the contrast right there with Manta with this pinkish hue, I guess, and, you know, to hide in the shadows and all that. Just really cool stuff, because it should be the world, because it's unknown places. Humans are meant to be there, so of course it's going to really from what you're used to with the ocean and the, you know, the surface and the, all that stuff. So yeah, really cool stuff, guys. I enjoy it. Let's see. Would love more modern Aquaman in oversized format. Yeah, dude. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I would love to have, man, just all the stuff that we're missing from the New 52. That would look great. Omnibus format or just oversized hardcovers. It doesn't have to be an omnibus. The Dan Abnett run for Rebirth, that could easily have been, because you guys remember we were supposed to have an Aquaman Rebirth hardcover volume 1. It was listed and sold. Fortunately, I think that was the only Rebirth series that did not get the cover, because the other one was Green Arrow, and then they came out with a hardcover, which gave me hope, but ultimately it was not meant to be. We never really got the oversized treatment for the Rebirth stuff. Even the Kelly Sudicon run, standard hardcovers, the first half, and then the second half is just backs. It's all over the place. I could go on for ages talking about it, but unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. Real quick, before I forget, I mean, if you guys acquiring Mera Deluxe Edition or any Aquaman book, you guys know where you have, and that is, of course, InStockTrades.com, where you get your collected editions and omnibus, trade paperbacks, manga, whatever it is, up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tacked on an extra 2% to that. And hey, if you order $50 or more in that collected editions order, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsors for Geo's Aquaman Addiction. So, yeah. That's definitely an interesting change from the modern Aquaman stuff. Weakness that happens in water introduces more stakes to him. Yeah, I like that. It's different. Also, the people underwater are just as tough as he is. I do know that, you know, ever since the Peter David stuff, there's a different scale when it comes to his strength and abilities and all that stuff. But I do agree that he should be a little bit stronger than everybody else, because he is sort of like this chosen figure amongst the Atlanteans. But I just found it funny that everybody was on equal footing underwater against random people, like in the zombie village. They were just punching him left and right, and he's like, "Oh, these it really does hurt. I'm like, wow, okay. I guess everybody's just as strong as he is. But definitely the water stuff, I like that. I really do. Yeah, it powers him, and he sort of goes back, like, land being his kryptonite and stuff like that. But then again, it shouldn't actually be a problem because he's of both worlds. But yeah, look up Orange and Blue movie posters. You'll find articles about design choices and marketing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. But I do like, by the way, man, it sucks. I hate that it isn't cooperating with me, but just the fonts on the book and all that stuff, really cool. There's no extra features, which is really it's a shame because I would have liked some sketches, some apparel designs and all that stuff. But yeah, take what I can get, right? Here are the green bad guys. Unfortunately, the bad guy is creative design wise. They all look very human like, where I think they could benefit from being more mutant like because of the nature of being underwater and not a lot of exposure to sunlight and all that stuff. Mutation should be more monster like, I think. But yeah, here's some of that stuff if you can see it. Yeah. So overall, really enjoyed this book. I think if you don't want to about DC's marketing with the good stuff and the trade paperbacks after being canceled, and you want to read something more old school with great art and just interesting mystery going on about with the search for Mera, I do recommend that cover. Yeah. For more Aquaman content. Hell yeah, man. Of course. That's awesome. Aparo is awesome. The collection does justice to his art. Definitely. And even the other books, let's see, show this without any hiccups. Even here with Deadly Waters, even though Neil Adams comes from, you still get some really awesome visuals. It's a shame that it's all white and it doesn't match the other books. But I mean, all this stuff just looks really, um, yeah, really awesome stuff right there. And it's not a lot of people are put off by the cheese factor when it, man. There's none of that. I mean, yeah, sure. There are a couple, especially with the narration from Skeets. Every single thing in these books, the narration. Meanwhile, this character is doing this. They'll have a dialogue, and then panel right after. Sorry about that, but then the panel right after that will say, "But then he looked this," and then you see the action. So that stuff kind of gets repetitive and kind of silly. So when I read these books, sometimes I just skip over the narration and all that stuff, and I just read the action because, it was of that time, right? Paul, thank you for joining. I've read every issue of Aquaman from the New 52 to where the last run ended at number 66. Where would be a good place to jump into the material? I would read, if I were you, I would pick up the the Atlantis Chronicles. It's not, if you haven't read it, it's not going to your new modern stuff with a lot of action and all that stuff, but you really do get a master like Peter just deconstructing Atlantis, and you understand its origins, its roots, its long history, and he weaves in like historical fiction tropes, and it's a really solid piece, and it really does set the stage really freaking well for his amazing 70 plus issue run. I wish I could be here could say you got that Peter David Aquaman omnibus, but it doesn't. We only have 2 trade paperbacks, right? So that sucks as well. Give me one quick second here. Let me see if I can fix something. Yeah. All right. So yeah, if you want to jump into older material, definitely the P run, and maybe if you want to feel more adventurous and want to go, into 70s material, then these deluxe editions are a great read, in my opinion. Have a beginning, middle, end. Definitely, Peter David's run is go-to. I really enjoyed David's Supergirl run. I heard his Aquaman might not be the most accessible. I've definitely got Atlantis Chronicles. Yeah, Atlantis, the Aquaman run is more. I mean, with the character of Aquaman, he has a lot of Arthurian. Obviously, there's a whole kingdom aspect, blood lineage, and right of and having Mera around and all that stuff. It's a different type of adventure when it comes to DC Comics, to Supergirl or Batman or whatever, that are more streamlined and a lot easier to access, in my opinion. But the Atlantis Chronicles are a great place to learn about that stuff. And even though some of that got read with Nefiku and all the reboots and all that stuff, the majority of is still relevant to the character. Because you got to understand, the original Aquaman, World War II era Aquaman, he's different in a lot of ways to the Arthur that we know and love. And a lot of it, you got to thank this run that really shaped that character into what Peter David would eventually do. Characters, bring more fun, action, villains, all that stuff. So I do recommend that. If you want to take a shot and buy paper bags, you're still going to enjoy them because restored artwork, Dolphin, which is one of my favorite ladies in the. But yeah, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to try and fix something with internet, hopefully. Let's see if it works. So I will be right. Don't worry. Where's the freaking thing? There it is. All right. I'll be right back, guys. 1 quick second. All right. I am back. Let's take this off. I had to turn the light on. There's a whole mess over there. That was a mission. Thank you. Yeah, some things. It's not working. It's one of those days. I do apologize. Um, yeah, brought some more Aquaman books. If you guys want me to review any of these in future, then let me know. Legend of Aquaman. This is after his first solo run got rebooted. We got 5 mini run, and then we have 3, which has not been collected editions, which has the camo suit, if I remember correctly. I think that's volume 3. Might be wrong on that. Let's see. Here is the Peter David stuff. Yeah, King Orm is definitely trying to mess up the stream. But it's the deluxe hard, and I made a review on it on my channel, A Week in Geekdom. Some really cool stuff here. Let's see if I can highlight this stuff. Really wicked world building and mythology. It's done in this book, Peter David. And again, like I said earlier, really does set the stage. This is basically like the historians writing the history of Atlantis up until of Arthur Curry. So you don't get Aquaman in here, but you get everything about Atlantis, and a lot of that stuff is still being used today by the current writers of Aquaman. And of course, the infamous 2 trades that we got collecting Peter David's run. I remember when I saw Volume 3 solicited, and I was so disappointed when I saw it got canceled. But yeah, here's some of that awesome artwork right there. Run. I have older comics up, so there we go. So yeah, that's sort of my little shtick here with the Aquaman stuff. If you guys any questions about anything, comics or anime, manga, whatever, all this stuff I'm on the show. I like Maymore. I like to joke about that stuff, that characters like that, but I don't. I like. It's plus to see, and he did come first. Yeah. All right. There we go. But yeah, this retails for, if anybody's wondering, $34.99. And let me check real quick the status of the book, right? Let's see. Yeah, most of the Aquaman books are available from what I'm looking at here. So I definitely do recommend getting those. Actually, the only book I don't have in my collection is the Sword of Atlantis. They released that like an expanded edition. I have the older one. I think the only difference is like 3 issues that this one has that I'm missing from my copy. And Sword of Atlantis is not that great. I don't like it at all, so I'm okay not getting that. Maybe one day, I don't know. It's not a priority. Yeah. But yeah, all those books that I mentioned, most of them are still in stock and available. I do recommend it. Obviously, the New 52 Omnibus is not available, but I'm saying that the New 52 trade paperback and the Rebirth trade paperback are both available in stock at our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions, omnis, trades, hardcovers, all that fun stuff, up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. If you order $50 or more in your collected editions order, you get free shipping, fantastic customer service, and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, our wonderful sponsor. God bless. Sponsoring my comic book addiction, right? Yeah. Did you find the time to watch Invincible? No, I did not. I do apologize. Here, let me turn this off again. I did not. I do apologize. I see that the internet got a little bit better just as I'm wrapping up. Fantastic, wonderful. That is sort of the that's sort of the norm with my life. That when I try and do stuff on the internet, it always craps out, and when I'm close to quitting on things, it gets better. It fixes itself. And I'm pretty sure people watching later will be like, man, this is some shitty ass production. But it is what it is. But in regards to that question, James, Invincible, no, I haven't. Now that the season ended, I will try and watch half of it this weekend. And then during the week, I'll watch the other 4 episodes. It shouldn't take me long. I'm used to binging a lot of anime, 22, 30-minute episodes. So, yeah. I'm happy that it got a season 2 and season 3, by the way. That's awesome. And I saw on the internet, on Twitter, a lot of people are going into Invincible for the first time. They don't know about the comic, all that stuff. And I even told some people, like, you got to check out the comic book. Like, yeah, the animated show is amazing. It looks really cool. But the source material, you get so much out of it. And it's such a fun, great read. And you aren't confined to those 8 episodes, and you can keep reading, get the compendiums, and enjoy that storyline. Jake, have you seen the last season of Attack on Titan? I did. It was really awesome. I made a quick review on it on my channel. I do seasonal anime watching, and every 3 months I do a season review of all the shows I'm watching. And some of them, eventually, I do make like standalone review episodes on. After the show ends, I will probably do like a full series review on the anime. But I did enjoy it. With the quality up, can you show a good art page again? Yeah, of course. Let me help you out with the light. No, I prefer the lights dim. Where did I put the freaking book? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I'm such a mess today. Here's a cool fight with the radioactive monster creatures. There we go. Like I was mentioning earlier, you have to admire the fluidity of Aparo's artwork, and his pencil work it's very dynamic and fun to look at. Every motion and character gesture, just there's a lot of synergy to that. Even when they're sitting still, like the trial of the ring that I told about earlier, there's still a great visual element there that you enjoy. Here's Aquaden, looking for Aquaman, of course. To win is to lose. And let's see if I can show... Oh, this is actually... No, it's kind of a mini little spoiler if somebody wants to go in blind. Here's the green alien type creature I was talking about earlier, or yellowish. Could have been a little bit more creative on that part with the monster designs. Let's see, where is the freaking Manta stuff? There it is. Black Manta. There we go. Find Black Manta. Look at that screaming Arthur face right here. That's awesome. Really enjoyed that. You get some Manta booty right there at the top as they're fighting, and I love the contrast of colors, like I mentioned earlier. It really does seem alien-ish. It should, because it's underwater in kingdoms that no regular human has any knowledge of. So I do appreciate that style. Here is the swirling effect with the whirlpools and stuff right there. I guess they're like super whirlpools, and they confuse Arthur, and then he loses his balance and orientation and all that. And the machine, when it explodes, you can see all the great effects right there. Where I need a good shot. Where is Queen Mera? Where are you at, girl? Because you know that when it comes to DC Comics, she's my favorite female superhero. Queen of Atlantis. Here we go. The explanation. This is another thing that I really enjoyed at the end of the previous issue. Literally, you just saw what happened, and stay tuned for the next issue with the explanation. It's so direct. I love how campy that is. I really do miss that in modern comics. But yeah, wonderful art with the Queen right there. Her recalling the events from obviously her perspective. Really cool. And obviously this ends pretty nicely. There are a couple things that are happening with natural disasters, with earthquakes and a prophecy and all that stuff. And it just picks up right in the next issue. In the Deadly Waters hardcover, you can continue reading that storyline, I should say. Here is the cover from the hardcover. Wanted by the underworld, dead or alive, or just dead. And yep, here are the barbarians. What were their names again? Mazor, was it? Or like Amazon type? I can't remember the name right now, but yeah. There we go. And of course, the iconic image. Glad I could find it before I left the stream. From the back here of the book. Arthur's super frustrated, not being able to locate his dear wife and queen. Just a really iconic moment in Aquaman's history, along with many others that we'll talk about eventually. Also, this purple guy, their leader, is totally pimping. I really got a laugh out of this guy's attire right there. He's the only one with that hat and necklace and a jacket. I don't know how they found that underwater, but he's rocking it. Look at that. Yep. Am I missing anything that I want to show you guys? Oh, here's another cool panel right there. Nope, sorry. Victory is mine, Aquaman. This is the moment of your death. You can't get that stuff anymore, man. That's classic DC art. Love that stuff. Here's the zombie type creatures. As you can see, they barely react to anything. I really like that because writers nowadays, when they're doing Aquaman stuff, they rely on a couple things. They rely on the lineage stuff to provide a plot point. You know, him being an Earth dweller, you can get some racist storylines of Atlanteans discriminating against Arthur for his lineage. Or you can do the other side with humans complaining about Arthur not really being human, stuff like that. But with stories like this from decades ago, you can examine different cultures underwater and see all the crazy inventiveness of having, like I just said, these zombie-like humans or sea dwellers that don't see the sun, and their energy and their village is powered by these radioactive monster marine creatures. And as a result, they're sort of like in this zombie-like trance. They don't speak. They communicate through mostly through mental images. When they do speak, you don't understand and stuff like that. And then you have the purple people that they are defending themselves against this huge monster that threatens their way of life and has unfortunately destroyed most of their city. So there are no young people. It's a bunch of old people trying to save what's left. And whenever they try to defeat the creature, they just shoo it away, and it eventually comes back. So they trap Aquaman. I didn't mention it earlier. They trap him, forcing him to fight against the dragon type monster. Which one of the hardcovers was your favorite? That's easy. Even though it's a super sad story, uh, Death of a Prince by far. I mean, sure, killing Gwen Stacy is impactful, and it changes the purity or the naive nature of, or the innocence of comics. But to take out a baby, a young kid, to have your nemesis do that, that is some cold shit. And yeah, just a fantastic storyline. I do hate that it led to them, Mera and Aquaman, splitting up, because I love these two characters together as a married couple. I don't like when they're separated and all that stuff, but it led to some interesting things. And eventually she, here in this Legend of Aquaman, she's so resentful of Arthur. Right there. And eventually in Peter David's run, we get Dolphin. So there's this new fling and a bunch of other stuff happens. But definitely Death of a Prince is an emblematic story for our good pal, Arthur Curry. Unless you want to go with the New 52, which has wonderful art from Ivan Reis. But yeah, there's that. And this one, let's see. Now I can show this off again. There we go. Yep. I'm not going to talk about the contents of this. If you guys want me to do another video, yeah, let me know in the comment section, and I'll do another den, hopefully with better streaming quality and all that stuff. I just found it funny that whenever I do streams for this channel, they always seem to work. And then the one night, I'm like, all right, this is going to be fun. It's going to look awesome. Mood lighting. It's Friday night, TGIF. And yeah, the internet screwed me over. But at least I get to spend it with you wonderful people enjoying these types of videos. I know they're out of the norm and not necessarily what you were hoping for and expecting for, I know these Aquaman books aren't the most popular things when it comes to collected editions and comics and all that stuff, but I enjoy them, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Enjoyed my little recap and review of that stuff, and hopefully interested you in picking up an Aquaman book, because he's my favorite DC superhero. He's one of my all-time favorite heroes, and yeah, it is what it is. My dude, did you enjoy the Aquaman movie? I felt like it was trying to cover too much in one movie. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Would you believe I cried watching that movie? I was so enamored by what I was watching, and all these concepts and things that I've known about Aquaman for so many years, and to finally see that on the big screen was a little emotional for me, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it tried doing a lot of things, but he's a character that has never gotten this spotlight before, so I was just happy for that. And we're gonna get that sequel, and they're gonna have time to flesh things out, and I think it's gonna be a hit, and I cannot wait. That's my most anticipated superhero movie. Thanks, I need. to now read the other 2 deluxe I have. Yeah, man. Yes. Let me know. If you do read them, let me know what you thought in this video. Hopefully, a couple weeks from now or something, I can do this again on a Friday. I like doing streams on Fridays on my channel. I used to do them on Fridays, so it's a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely enjoyed the movie, James. Sorry. I sort of jumped from one topic to the other. I definitely enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite 4K Blu-rays. That movie looks gorgeous in 4K. But yeah, a bit of a hardcore fan. And I wanted to break the Mera, oh my gosh, the DC bombshell, but I don't want to take it out of the detail, but I do apologize on that. And I wanted to log in through my phone because I can do that, set like an alternate camera and switch over to that. But with the internet being what it is, I don't know. Maybe on another occasion. If you see me again on a live stream and you want me to show off Aquaman things, let me know. But yeah, that's about it, guys. That's all I got. Hopefully you found this entertaining. Once again, I do apologize for the dip and lag in quality. That's unfortunately out of my hands. I really wanted it to look the best that it could, but it was not meant to be. Fortunately, by the end here, it looked a little bit better. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor for sponsoring this wonderful channel. We'll be back Sunday with the coffee show and Monday with hauls, previews, reads, and then Thursday we got a comic topic. I think it's a debate. We'll see. Yeah. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to the wonderful people that stayed with me in the chat. You guys are amazing. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much. It really does mean a whole lot that you stuck through and you heard this lonely nerd talking about his favorite DC superhero and one of his favorite books. So hopefully I enticed you to pick up Search for Mera and add it to your wonderful collection of DC Comics. And yeah, God bless. Stay safe out there. Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you on the next broadcast.